newsroom. My name is Rich Tehrani. Thanks for watching us today. We're at IT Expo East 2011 in Miami Beach, Florida. And on our program today is Warren Sonnen. He is the Director of Product Management and Marketing at Epygi. Hello, Warren.
Hey, Rich. How are you doing?
Good to see you again. I'm doing great. Thanks for making it out to Miami for the show. I figured we'd touch on some of the new things happening in Epygi these days.
Sure. You know, right before the show last year, we actually came out with 2 new products. It didn't quite make the show last year, but this year we've got 2 new products kind of replacing some of our legacy systems. And the reason for that is kind of the main feature we've now weaved into all of our products is video conferencing. So what we've done is taken our portfolio, which ranges from the mid-tier version of that, from about 30 users to 100, and then from 100 to 200.
An IPPBX, right?
Yeah, it's an IPPBX that fits right into the SMB space, and we've taken our basic feature set, which includes the call recording, conferencing, audio conferencing, ACD for call centers, all the usual features that you'll find in an enterprise-grade solution, but brought in video conferencing. You know, in the past, not really something we probably saw much of in the SMB space, kind of an expensive solution in most cases. But what we've all probably seen is a lot of endpoints coming out. You know, manufacturers like Polycom, for example, with their VVX, and I believe Yealink and Grandstream also released some pretty exciting endpoints. So what, you know,
they are getting really cool too. With some of them are Linux
really
driven. Eventually, we'll see Android ones. I mean, it's really interesting.
Yeah, I was chatting with Grandstream about that too, and I'm an Android guy, and I can't wait to get my desktop running on that too. And you know, I think a lot of the IP phone manufacturers are going that direction, which is exciting.
Now, Grandstream's actually sending me a couple of their phones while I'm here at the show. When I get back, they should be on my desk.
Send one to me.
So.
No,
once I'm done with my review.
Yeah, please.
So, okay, that was the thing is video. So now you think there's going to be uptake in the SMB space of video?
We're seeing that already. You know, in the past, last year we added point-to-point. People say, oh, this is kind of exciting. Now we can start adding these endpoints for point-to-point. This is something we added free to our portfolio. But the video conferencing, like I said, to get into it without the solution that we have today usually runs about 15 grand to even get in the door, which is very expensive for someone who spent, you know, maybe $3,000, $4,000 on an Epygi system or any of our competitors, also in that price range. So what we've done is released the video conferencing that starts off at almost $100 a port. So you're looking at, you know, an upstart there for maybe $5,000, and all of a sudden you've got video conferencing for 8 or 10 of your employees. So what we've been seeing is, you know, in normal cases that we were in the same office, not something we'd usually want to do, right? We always see each other. It's not really important, but you take like our engineering team, which is in Armenia, and we've got other agents and channels all over the world. It's nice to be able to sit like we're doing today and actually see each other and be able to communicate. You know, some people might say, oh, it's just seeing a picture of you, but it's a big difference. You know, look at what the iPhone's doing. People are starting to see the true value and be able to communicate with voice and video. So it's a really inexpensive solution we've added. So it's video switching. Basically the way it works is I'm talking right now, everybody would see me as you would talk. You know, maybe 2 seconds later or whatever we set it to, would see your video. So it's kind of a nice interactive environment. So that kind of covers that feature's been added to all of our SMB solutions, our IPPBXs that range from about 30 to 200.
Now that's for new models?
That's for new and existing. So
existing
yeah,
too.
existing as well. So the Quadro M8L, the 26X, and the 32X, all of those products can support the video today. All you have to do is add the license for that. Our smaller products like the Quadro 2X and 6L, those are reserved for the small or small home office environments, you know, 8 to 16 users, not really a need there for that kind of feature set. Something else we had in our booth, which we're hoping to really push out this summer is, you know, Epygi kind of stopped at about 200 extensions, but what we've got now is a solution that can go up to 1,000. So we're really taking the jump from only SMB kind of going into the small enterprise now. And that's mainly driven from not Epygi wanting to sell a bigger box, but really come down to people buying numerous quantities of our boxes and stacking them to get those volumes. So, you know, people understand that the Epygi solution is reliable enough to be in those kinds of environments, so we're going to create a solution that'll just fit that need right out of the box. So 1,000 ports there. It's the QX1000, supporting up to about 300 concurrent calls. Again, supporting the ACD for call centers, call recording, voice and video conferencing, the barge-in features like whisper, silent monitoring, all of those kinds of features you'd find on enterprise grade.
And
solution.
can you share a cost with a street price with us?
We're looking at, I believe it was around $12,000 for this solution. The reason being is you're going to start off with about 128 extensions, and that system can grow, like I said, to 1,000. So it gives a lot of power. In most cases, our customers are probably going to buy the base system. It's going to be sufficient for their needs at that level. So we're really seeing a lot of push on that kind of solution as well. So out of those 4 products, we've been kind of busy with that. With our partners, the usual effort is put into working closely with people like Polycom and SNOM and Grandstream, other key partners of ours, because we make PBXs and gateways and conference servers. That's it. That's all we make. So it's very important to Epygi to have a really good ecosystem with all of our partners. So if you go on our website or just go into our booth, you'll start seeing bits and pieces of the equation sitting there, and they'll usually join us in our booth too. Things like door entry, surveillance cameras, the IP phones I've mentioned. I mean, everything at the show today, we probably work with in one way or another. So it's kind of exciting for me. On the other hand, I have to manage all that, so, exciting for me.
I thought with SIP it's easy now. Everything's
it's easy.
SIP,
SIP,
and they'll talk,
plugs right in.
Presence, so the door alarm has presence, everything has presence.
Well, what we do is, in the past it used to be that theory. Oh, it's SIP, we worked, right? It's not quite that simple, but actually has become a lot easier. But what we do is, and why I want one of those phones when you're done, is we send them all to our lab and they stay there. Every time we release software, we get the latest software from that manufacturer, test it, make sure it works, then we push out our firmware. If it fails, we hold everything, find out what the issue is, resolve it, and then we'll push out our firmware, and we control the firmwares too for the other devices. That way, even though we're open standards and just one piece of the puzzle, we still control every endpoint that is connected to us, and it works well.
It's great.
So it's pretty powerful story. We've had to do that because the last thing you want is a customer to go out and say, okay, I want to use the Epygi and I want to use the Polycom 550, and all of a sudden a certain button that we said would work doesn't work. Whoever's problem it is, the customer doesn't care whose problem it is, it just wants it to be fixed.
Sure.
And we make sure all that works perfectly. So today you can do things like auto provisioning and plug and play with these endpoints as if we made the devices. So, for Epygi, our focus is still on the PBXs, the gateways. We're constantly pushing out new features in that space. No plans to make a phone or a camera or anything like that. It's really our area to focus on that and work closely with our partners.
Excellent. So what else can we expect from the company going forward?
Those solutions are probably going to keep us busy at least until the summer.
Okay.
The QX1000 we're hoping to push out this summer. The video conferencing is coming out at the end of this month, so that'll probably keep us pretty busy. For Epygi, we've signed up a few new distributors in the U.S. as well to kind of grow our presence.
Awesome.
Over the past 2 years, we've really doubled our penetration in the United States. Even during the downswing, we were able to do that. So we're pretty excited about that success. But later on, all we really see is maybe some enhancements in our desktop applications, an enhanced HUD perhaps from Epygi, as well as we're trying to take the video switching beyond just a single feed. We're exploring ideas of maybe doing a 2 or 4 person feed directly on the phone. So that's kind of where we're going to stick for now. Again, our time's split between the U.S. and the rest of the world.
Sure.
But we do what we can. And I guess the advantage, again, the joys of my job is we get feedback from the global market. So it's not just a U.S. type product. It's got feedback from all over the world. We've got developers all over the world that add different add-ons and other widgets into our product every day. So
it's great.
Pretty exciting stuff.
And hopefully we'll see you in September. We moved IT Expo West, which was in Los Angeles, traditionally to Austin. So it's
down the road from
your neck of the woods. So hopefully we'll
down
see
the
you
road.
out there.
So I can go party in Austin.
Yeah, looking forward to that. Great to see you on the show.
Thanks, Rich.